gay rappers are now a thing. They're no longer in the closet. They are big stars. They are the whole world knows they're gay. They're okay with it. In fact, they even get bigger a lot of times when they admit that they're gay.
Lil Nas X is nothing but a gay 6'9". There's no judgment here when it comes to what you prefer. But it's only to disguise the fact that since Old Town Road, I don't know another song. Once I saw him just trying to troll it up, I'm like, oh, you couldn't find the record. Lil Nas X breakaway song was a parody.
Like when I'm talking about this, I'm so serious. This dude is trolling, bro. Like, hey, bro, I'm not with Lil Nas X. I'm not, hey, bro.
Ever since he arrived on the scene, the career of Montero Hill, better known as Lil Nas X, has been deeply intertwined with controversy. Beginning his career by combining the worlds of country and rap, Lil Nas X's Old Town Road led some, if not most, to believe that he'd be another one-hit wonder. But through a combination of social media trolling, his tendency to diversify his sound, and just sheer stubbornness, Lil Nas X has strong-armed his way into the world of hip-hop and pop alike. Currently the owner of the longest streak at the #1 spot in Billboard history, Lil Nas X is the polar opposite of what hip-hop is accustomed to, but starkly similar in others. Where some of the generation's most popular rappers spent their youth either on the corner selling dope or in and out of prison, Montero spent his youth as the brains behind the Nicki Minaj Stan account, Nas Mirage. From sleeping on his sister's floor with no money to performing around the world. This is somewhat familiar in hip-hop, and a story most people can empathize with. But in Lil Nas's case, it appears that being honest about his sexuality is leading to hate, in turn, leaving him without the praise or credit that he might deserve. Honestly, I don't feel as respected in hip-hop, or many music places in general, Lil Nas told XXL. But these are communities that I'm a part of, whether people would like it or not. I'm a rapper, I'm a pop star, I'm a gay artist, but it's like, I don't belong in these places. Left fighting for acceptance even as his success rolls in, the marginalization of Lil Nas X really started when he told the world he was gay. On the last day of Pride Month 2019, Lil Nas X came out on Twitter, and in doing so, completely predicted the backlash from some of hip-hop. Some of y'all already know, some of y'all don't care, some of y'all not gonna with me anymore. Sure enough, people who'd either supported him from the sidelines or paid him no mind were now going out of their way to voice their dislike for him. And if you were looking for the exact moment when the tide turned, look no further than the visuals from Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Complete with everything from a satanic lap dance to phallic-headed aliens and sexually charged lyrics, the rise of Lil Nas as an outwardly bold LGBT icon challenged taboos in hip-hop and, more broadly, sparked a bunch of conversation. Everyone from Joyner Lucas to Sada Baby have expressed their distaste for Lil Nas' post-Old Town Road transformation, with the latter even wishing death on him by stating, "Lord, we said Nas X, not DMX." But for some, including Boozy Badass, Lil Nas' choice to explore his sexuality was enough to start a full-on campaign against him.
You know, he's trolling, like, you know, but it's what the world is accepting. You know, they're accepting it because, like, you taking girls' Instagram for showing they, but but you can let a man be pregnant. You can let a man be pregnant, and it's cool with all these young boys watching. You can let a man be pregnant on social media. Y'all better wake up. I'm woke.
Given the viral moments that he created with its video and blood-filled Nike controversy, there were others who understandably questioned his purpose in music.
Lil Nas X is nothing but a gay 6'9". There's no judgment here when it comes to what you prefer. But it's only to disguise the fact that since Old Town Road, I don't know another song. Once I saw him just trying to troll it up, I'm like, oh, you couldn't find the record. Lil Nas X breakaway song was a parody.
Clowned for both his braveness and the idea that he was cynically capitalizing on his lifestyle, this is most likely where the disrespect began. After all, these feelings of exclusion are a far cry from what happened when he initially emerged on the scene. When he was thrown off the country charts after Old Town Road was deemed not to meet its criteria, hip-hop banded together for him. When it came time for the array of remixes and his following singles, A-list artists rushed to work with him, including Young Thug, Cardi B, and even his namesake, Nas. As fate would have it, Montero has gone on record to say that, rather than discouraging him, it was Old Town Road and the cultural clout it provided that compelled him to come out in the first place. I honestly felt like it was kind of my duty, he told XXL, especially if I wanted to move forward, and with what I was doing, because authenticity is very real, and I feel like people can see right through that, and that's a part of me. I used to like comments where people were like, oh, I like him because he's not all in your face about it, and then I realized what that was. It's kind of like when people say, oh, I have a black friend, and that kind of sits on everything that have to do with their black history and culture and whatnot. I'm kind of like, I'm not that person, you know? Left to contend with the idea that he's somehow bad for society, this logic doesn't really hold much weight under scrutiny, and in fact, leaves some looking as outdated as everyone that attempted to censor hip-hop in the 1990s.
Uzi Rap has been talking about women forever. I saw you say that, you feel like he is a negative influence. Why are you acting like rappers haven't been negative influences for years?
Or as Lil Nas X put it himself, y'all be silent as hell when people dedicate their entire music catalog to rapping about sleeping with multiple women. But when I do anything remotely sexual, I'm being sexually irresponsible. Y'all hate gay people and don't hide it. Often seen as a master troll, Lil Nas may present himself as though he has thick skin. But as he told The Breakfast Club, that isn't the case when he's away from the limelight. And what's more, he feels that he can't back down.
Well, when people go at you, you handle it really well, which is surprising because most artists, they can't handle it. You see them break down, you see them get into problems, you see them
I definitely do break down sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm never gonna do that publicly. And I feel like anybody that's off are the exact people that need to be off, you know?
Now seen as the leader of a new wave, Lil Nas X isn't exactly the first gay artist in hip-hop, as Big Frida, Cakes the Killer, and Mickey Blanco were all flying that rainbow-colored flag long before X. However, it's Lil Nas' success that has made his place in the culture an awkward one. The honest truth is, I don't want to speak on a lot of the homophobia within rap because I feel like this is a very dangerous playing field, even for variety. It's more for my own safety rather than anything else. In spite of the adversity he faces, it's definitely not the entirety of hip-hop that feels this way. There's now a new breed of artists who proudly stand shoulder to shoulder with Lil Nas X. Speaking of variety, shortly after he donned the pink inmate uniform and joined him in Montero's prison for Industry Baby, Kentucky's Jack Harlow spoke of why he felt it was important to collab with Lil Nas. I think he's given a voice to a lot of people and kids who could use one. I think the community he represents could use someone who's succeeding on a mainstream level. It doesn't have to be a niche thing. It can feel like, yo, you can be number one, you can be the greatest. I really recognize what he's doing, and I think he gets a lot deeper than the jokes and whatever gimmicky stuff people want to associate. I really think he's an icon. I really recognize what he's doing, and I admire him. I admired him long before we met. I take counsel from a lot of people, and there were a few who I trust who had their own reservations just out of nervousness and I don't know if you should do this. But honestly, I was never hesitant. I just felt like it was important and a great opportunity and something that in 10 years, I'm gonna look back on and be very proud of. Simply put, the trailblazers in music and culture are always the ones that take flack, and Lil Nas X is no exception. When you dare to be different and reap the rewards while doing so, it can lead to ruffled feathers. Some of y'all not even mad I'm gay, he tweeted in July 2021. Some of y'all mad that I'm gay and still succeeding. Beloved by some and reviled by others, Lil Nas X easily ranks among the most divisive figures in hip-hop today. And with an acclaimed debut album under his belt, Lil Nas X continues to excel despite the backlash. But if he keeps going in this trajectory and loses the gimmicks and trolling, he'll likely be looked back upon as an icon, as what he represents can't be understated. So, despite their best efforts, no amount of disrespect will be enough to halt his progress, so long as the hits keep coming.